Next topic in DC is CDMA based on IS-95. So direct sequence CDMA has been adopted as one multiple access method for digital cellular voice communication in North America. This mainly deals with cellular communication. The first generation digital cellular CDMA, that is DMA communication system, was developed by the Qualcomm and has been standardized and designated as IS-95 by the Telecommunication Industry Association, that is TIA, for use in the range of 800 MHz to 1900 MHz frequency bands. A major advantage of CDMA, that is code division multiple access, over the other multiple access like FDMA and TDMA, is that entire frequency band is available at each station. Though it means the bandwidth is not going to get divided either in the form of frequency or in the form of time. No, for everybody the full bandwidth is available. The nominal bandwidth used for the transmission from base station to mobile receivers, that is called forward link, is 1.25 megahertz. With the same bandwidth of 1.25 megahertz is also used for signal transmission from mobile receivers to the base station, so that is called reverse link. So from base stations to mobile receivers is 1.25 megahertz, and from mobile receivers back to the base station is also 1.25 megahertz. So let us see the diagram of forward link and reverse link. So this is the block diagram of forward link. Obviously it's a very big one, you have to practice the forward link block diagram. Now in this block diagram we can see that the modulator, the signal is transmitted from base station to the mobile receiver. That's why it is called forward link, from base station to the mobile receivers. The data from the speech encoder, that is whatever data you are giving here, that is the speech encoder. What happens to it? It is encoded at a rate of 1/2. You can see here it is 1/2 rate with length is equal to 9. It uses a convolution code to encode this particular speech signal. The speech coder generates the data at a variable rates. So that rates we can see on the screen, which are 9.6 kbps, 4.8, 2.4 and 1.2 kbps. These encoded bits for each frame are passed they are going to pass through a block of interleaver. So next one is block interleaver, so which overcomes the effects of burst errors. If there are any burst errors, that will be removed by the block interleaver. Okay, that may occur in the transmission. The burst errors normally occur during the transmission of the signals through the channel. Now these data bits after the block interleaver, the data bits at the output of the block interleaver are scrambled by the multiplication with the output of a long code generator running at chip rate of 1.8 into 10 raised to 6 chips per second, but whose output is delimited by a factor of 64 to 19.2. You can see 19.2 chips per second. So this KCPS is kilo chips per second. Don't get confused, it is kilo chips per second. So once again I will explain. After the block interleaver, the data bits at the output of the block interleaver are scrambled. Scrambled means, you know what is the meaning of the scrambled. After multiplier you are not going to get the original data, it will be scrambled obviously after the multiplication. So after the interleaver, the data bits are scrambled by the multiplication with the output of a long code generator. So this is the long code generator, which is generating the code at a rate of 1.2288 m, that is 10 raised to 6. M means, you know that, 10 raised to 6 chips per second, but whose output is actually delimited. So mega is very big, so it is limited to 19.2 kilo chips per second. Each channel user is assigned a Walsh sequence. Each user is assigned a Walsh sequence which is of length 64 bits. Each user using the assigned Walsh sequence or Hadamard sequence multiplies the data sequence by the assigned HEDMARD sequence. So here also again it is getting multiplied here. See, whatever output of this multiplier is getting multiplied with the HEDMARD Walsh sequence. Thus each encoded data. So here till here the encoding is done. So after this the each encoded data is multiplied by the HEDMARD sequence of length 64. The resulting binary sequence is now spread by the multiplication. So this is spreading. PN, wherever you see PN code generator channel I means I and Q. We have studied the I and Q, in phase and quadrature phase, in the first module. So wherever you see PN code sequence generator, it means the spreading of the signal is actually taking place. Then it will be filtered, baseband shaping filter, to remove the unwanted things and to shape it properly. Now different base stations are identified by different offsets. Then it is going to be transmitted to the transmitter. So this is the forward link. Now going to reverse link. So in the reverse link, the obviously the opposite function, whatever we have done, is going to happen. See, you can see some things are remaining same in the reverse link also, as compared to the forward link. What are the same things? You can see that the data is same, 9.6 kbps, then 4.8 kbps, then it is 2.4 kbps, then 1.2 kbps. The things are remaining same in the reverse link also. It means they are working in sync. Okay, it is not entirely different. So this particular block diagram explains about the reverse link. At an important consideration in the design of the modulator is that the signal transmitted from the various mobile transmitters to the base stations are synchronous, because the data is same. Reverse link uses a rate of 1/2. You can see, and L is equal to 9. Again same convolution code. This code has been essentially the same coding gain in the Avogadro white Gaussian noise channel at a rate of 1/2, which is used in the forward link. For 20 millisecond frame, frame, the 576 encoded bits are block interleaved. Here also there is a block interleaver, and passed to the modulator. So there is a modulator, 64 array orthogonal modulator. You can see the data is modulated using an M is equal to 64. So that's why 64 array modulator I have shown signal set. And then we are going to use again the long sequence generator, which is same 1.2288 mega chips per second. To reduce the interference to other users, the time position is also used here. And again the despreading of the signals is done by the PN code generator, which is in phase and quadrature phase. Then once it is demodulated, then again it will be reshaped. Then we are going to get the output CDMA signal. So this is the reverse link of CDMA on IS-95.